My name is Coach Call from Seize Up Nexi. I created this channel to serve as a learning portal for all things growing in sports. With my experience, education, and proficiency, videos will highlight the connectors featured in Seize Up Nexi, such as softball, champs, scholars, and wellness. Check out the specific videos in each nexus of a person athlete to learn more. Content will include drills, game situations, educational lessons, and more to cater to anyone looking to grow. From young players just starting out and pro players always grinding, to coaches mastering their role and parents offering support to their athletes, there's always something new to learn, a different way to see a situation, or a way to advance your current practices. While it is impossible to teach every single scenario that occurs on and off the field, I take it as part of my responsibility as a coach to equip my players with the blueprint of the game, where they can enhance their physical, intellectual, and natural skills to lead them to success. Even the most routine plays can be made in a variety of ways, bring about questions, and be changed by a matter of the smallest details, such as seconds, inches, and velocity. This is what the game is all about. The smallest things lead to the biggest outcomes. So going over the small details and key points will prove to have a big impact on one's game. We will start with some softball basics that are with little variation here and there, staples to the game at all levels. Equipment is fairly universal throughout the sport, where the size, color, and brand depend on each individual athlete. The most common equipment includes gloves, bats, helmets, cleats, and a face mask. Most players under the age of 12 use an 11-inch softball. After that, all ages use a 12-inch softball. Around the time players switch to a larger ball is around the same time the pitching distance switches from 40 feet to 43 feet. Age may also have an effect on field dimensions, as well as the actual field being fenced, constricted to a specific level, etc. But for the most part, home to first base is 60 feet, as is the distance to each successive base. Outfield fences are typically between 200 and 250 feet from home plate. The field is made up of an infield that is typically dirt and an outfield that is typically grass, with chalk that marks the right and left foul lines, batter's box, and coach's box. Players and coaches that are not currently active on the field stay in their respective dugouts during the game. They can warm up their swing in the on-deck circle or designated area depending on the specific field. Most regulation softball games are played in 7 innings. The top half is when the away team is on offense and the home team is on defense, and the bottom half is the opposite, giving both teams an equal chance to score runs. If the home team is winning after the third out in the top of the last inning, there does not need to be another at-bat for them, and the game ends with the home team as the winning team. There are 9 batters that make up the lineup to hit when the team is on offense. There could also be an additional player in the form of a combination with another teammate called the DP flex. In short, they are tied together, where the flex plays the field and the DP, or designated player, hits for them. In some levels and organizations, there is also something called roster batting, or the use of additional players. This allows for more than the typical 9 hitters in one rotation of their lineup for a game. The players who are not currently in the game will be listed as substitutes on the lineup. They can be entered into the game for another player, pinch run for a base runner, or pinch hit for a batter. Moving players around, making subs, and maneuvering a lineup can be complicated. Make sure you watch my video breaking down the process to learn more about that. This will all be monitored by the game's officials. The officials in softball are called umpires. They're there to call balls and strikes, safe and out, keep the game moving, keep an official score, keep track of lineups and substitutions, etc. Depending on the organization, level of play, and general constraints, there could be anywhere from 1 to a whopping 7 umpires, always having behind the plate umpire, and that's supported by the field umps. The goal of the defense each inning is to get 3 outs with minimal runs scored by the opposing team. There are many ways to get an out. The most common include a batter striking out, a runner getting forced or tagged out, interference of the offense, and catching a batted ball. 9 defenders make up the infield and outfield. They are labeled as numbers on a lineup and scorebook. The pitcher is noted as number 1. Their primary responsibility is to pitch the ball to the batter using an underhand windmill. Most pitchers have the ability to throw different pitches that are located and move in a variety of ways. On the receiving end is a catcher, who is noted as number 2. Their primary responsibility is to call pitches and give signs to the team, catch the pitcher, and cover home plate. The first of the infielders is the first baseman, who is noted by a number 3. Their primary responsibility is to cover first base, take cuts to home, and protect the line. In between first and second is the second baseman, noted by the number 4. Their primary responsibilities include covering second, taking cuts, and backing up other fielders. Noted by the number 5 is the third baseman. Mirroring the opposite corner, their primary responsibilities are covering third, protecting the line, and crashing for the ball. Rounding off the infielders is the shortstop, noted by the number 6. They play to the left of the third baseman and primarily communicate to cover second, take cuts, and back up throws. To start off the outfield is number 7, who is the left fielder. Their coverage is primarily from left center to the left field line, and also help in backing up the center fielder and infield throws. Center field is noted by the number 8. They cover left center to right center, while also backing up the left and right fielders and second base based on the given play. The last of the defense is the right fielder, noted by the number 9. They are primarily responsible for covering right center to the right field line, backing up the center fielder, and supporting the right side of the infield. On the other side of the field is the opponent who is on offense. The main goal here is to score runs. In order to do that, batters must successfully get on base and around the horn to then end up safe at home. A batter's count is made up of balls and strikes. The at-bat goes until they are either called out or safe at a base. A batter gets 3 strikes before an out. Some ways that they could be called a strike on is not swinging at a pitch called in the zone, swinging and missing, and fouling a ball off. Batters become base runners by a hit, a walk, or a defensive error, which is a mistake by the defense. Hits are classified as singles, doubles, triples, and home runs. A walk is earning first base on 4 balls by the pitcher, being hit by a pitch, or intentionally set to first base. And when there are base runners, there's an opportunity to score a run. A run is the unit for scoring in softball. When a player touches all bases and are then called safe at home, they have scored 1 run. A run most commonly happens when there's an RBI, which is when a batter causes a run to be scored, a base runner steals home, a batter is walked with bases loaded, or a player hits a home run. At the end of the game, the team with more runs wins. This is usually at the end of 7 innings. Other scenarios include a game going into extra innings because of a tie, a mercy rule where a team is up by a certain amount of runs in a certain amount of innings, or the game is timed and it's finish the inning or finish the batter at the time the alarm goes off. The 2 teams will then go through the line to shake each other's hands and offer each other a good game. And that is exactly what softball is, a good game. I'm excited to continue to share my knowledge and passion for the sport on this channel. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow on all platforms to stay up to date with the latest content from the Seize Up Nexi brand. When you're looking to grow on all levels, there are no off seasons. Seize up.